Hello and welcome to week 2 of our beginners yoga sequence. Today we're going to work on using our core muscles, and in yoga the chakras were used as points of meditation throughout the spine. So they thought of Mula Bandha, a contraction of the pelvic floor to help stimulate that root chakra. And then one step up, that area just below your belly button, that is Uddiyana Bandha. So when you contract that region, it's called Uddiyana Bandha, and is a lock or a co-contraction of those low abdominal muscles. So together your pelvic floor contraction and your lower belly contraction work to help focus your mind on those areas. But if we find the parallel in Western movement science, that's meant to help support your spine as you move into bigger and bigger ranges, lifting, bending, all those kind of things. So tonight, I guess basically it takes too long to say contract your pelvic floor and your deep abdominal muscles. I can't get that out. I can't get the words out the best of times. So when I talk about your bandhas, bandha means lock, and you can think about your pelvic floor and your deep abdominal. So just to practice what that's like, if you sit comfortably and then try drawing your pubic bone toward your tailbone. Imagine a line from your pelvis at the front to the back and try and shorten that distance, and it will feel like you're stopping yourself doing a wee and a poo at the same time. And then you're going to relax and you want to feel that relaxation. Sometimes you don't feel anything contract and you only feel the relaxation, in which case you need to focus more on getting that relaxation to start with. But that's another story, and we've got some content on that in your resources. So practice that tailbone to pubic bone contraction and then still be able to breathe. And then when you relax, at the end of it consciously, you want to feel that relaxation. We can go one step further and try pubic bone to tailbone and then draw up toward that area, up to your belly button. Imagine a zipper from your tailbone, zipping forward to your pubic bone, and then zipping up the front, up to your belly button, like some high jeans. And then breathe. So you still need to be able to breathe normally. On top of that, if you're not breathing, then you're using too many abdominal muscles. And at the end, you should be able to relax and feel that relaxation. So when I talk about your bandhas, I'm talking about that zipper, pelvic floor and deep abdominal muscles. So we're going to incorporate that with some breathing and some movement, and we're building the strength and foundation for some really good movement, feeling strong and healthy and fit and light and all the good feelings about moving well. So let's get into it. I'll just turn off that light, and we're going to come back over here. I've got my little cheat sheet with me. We're going to start with some Pilates. So I'm going to invite you to be on your back. It will probably be about 10 minutes of Pilates and then putting it into our yoga practice. So lying down on your back, pop your hands on your hips and practice just a couple rolling forward and rolling back. So these are pelvic tilts. So when I roll forward, there's space under my back, and when I roll back, I'm pressing my spine into the floor. Then find halfway. This is neutral, and this is where we're going to work most of the time, but occasionally I'm going to get you to work in that posterior tilt, that imprint into the spine, your spine into the floor. Okay, I've got to get my words right. I will. Okay, so find halfway, and then we're going to practice inhale, exhale, engage pelvic floor, zipper, tailbone, pubic bone to navel, and then breathe. And out, and notice my spine did not change, and relax. This is like you can do when you go to bed at night. So trust me, it's a little bit boring, so it might put you to sleep, which is probably a good thing, but I think everyone should practice this every night. All right, so step 2, you can keep going with that. Step 2 is to exhale, Zipper on, pelvic floor to belly. And now try breathing and doing your pelvic tilts again. So pelvic floor, your bandhas are still on, and you still want to be able to tilt your pelvis and breathe. Then come back to neutral and relax, and you want to feel that same relaxation. Let's try that again. Inhale, exhale, engage, pubic bone to tailbone, zipper. Inhale, roll the pelvis forward. Bandhas are still on. Exhale, roll pelvis back. 2 more times, rolling forward. You might think, re-engage your bandhas again just before you move. And then come back to neutral and relax. Feel your belly relax, pelvic floor relax. Again, inhale, exhale, engage pelvic floor, abdominals. Inhale forward, exhale back. Breathing to go forward, exhale back, and then find halfway and relax. That's going to work on this week. Let me know how you go. Okay, now part 2, let's walk up into tabletop. So it's going to be harder. This is what we call tabletop. It's going to be harder to maintain your pelvis here. And with your abs switched on, what we tend to want to do is brace and push our bellies up or our back arches. So we're going to try and counteract that for tonight, trying this with a flat spine. Normally, I get you to do this neutral. I want you to feel it and how much your abs have to work. So bandhas on, gently press your spine into the floor so you can feel it, and then bring one leg up and then the other. And you should feel your abs have to work just by doing that. Then lower one leg down and then the other, release and relax your belly. Again, tailbone to pubic bone, imprint your spine, breathe one leg up, engage more to lift the second leg up. Feel that your spine is still flat, belly still drawn in, then lower one leg down, and then the other, and then release. Again, bandhas zipped up and imprint. We'll do that all in one. Breathe the leg up, engage core more, lift the other leg up, then lower and lower, release spine, release bandhas. Last one, bandhas zipped on, imprint. One leg, 2 legs, then lower, lower, release. We'll come back to that for step 2. Let's get the shoulders moving. Reach the arms up to the sky and then overhead. Exhale. You know, it doesn't actually matter with the breathing, this one. I don't really care. As long as you keep breathing normally, an inhale works because the ribs lift as you breathe and they lift at the end of extension and back down. So just be mindful that you're trying to get space around your shoulders and you're going to try not to arch your back too much. A little bit is normal, just not too much. Stop when your shoulders start to, if they feel jammed or stiff or sticky, you can stop there. That can be your end. If you're feeling okay, you can go all the way. So rotator cuff problem, shoulder pain, you could even go from here to here. It's just to get things loosening up. If you're feeling okay, you can go further overhead. And I want you to feel something here. So we'll do one more. Inhale and exhale. All right. Preparing for some of the standing postures, down dog and handstand, we want to get a really long spine. So I want to give you a sense of what that feels like. So engage bandhas, imprint the spine. Now straighten the legs. Feel how much you're having to work to keep that flat. Let's try again, taking the arms overhead. Try and keep your lumbar spine flat with your arms overhead. And if it helps, you could flex the feet or point the toes and breathe here. Head's relaxed, long spine imprinted to the floor. Bandhas are engaged. This is what a handstand should feel like, and some of the standing postures. Remember this feeling for down dog as well, getting longer through your body. Last breath here. Exhale, hands back, release the legs, and back to here. All right, back to the legs, bit more core work. So the first one was just contracting. Second one was tabletop. Third one, we're going to be touching one leg down at a time. I'm going to talk you through getting into it. So for tonight, we're going to do it with a flat spine. So bandhas on, tailbone to pubic bone, zip it up, then imprint, then bring one leg up, and then the other. Now, if that's your limit because your spine lifts or bulges, or that's as much as you can control, you continue to lower your legs down. If you can go to the next step, you can practice this shape stays the same at your knee, 90 degrees, and you hinge at the hip and then back up. And as you lower that leg down, avoid the tendency to arch your spine. So if this does not feel like you're working your muscles, I would say you're not engaging enough, because I can already feel how much I have to work to keep my spine flat and my pelvic floor engaged to control my spine. Let's try 3 more either side. You could reach your arms up if you like, otherwise they can stay down by your side. No tension in the neck or the shoulders, to remind myself. And if my counting is any good, which it's not, I think we've got 1 more to do. You can do anything for 1 more breath. And then lower one leg down, and then the other, and then release. So if you felt that you couldn't feel anything release or relax, maybe you relaxed too soon. All right, we're going to run through that 1 more time, because this is your homework for the week. Option 1, engage pelvic floor, zip it up, imprint your spine, breath in, breath out, and release. Step 2, engage pelvic floor, zip up the spine, imprint it, then bring one leg up to tabletop and the other, and then you could hold it there for a breath if you wanted to. Try not to let any tension come anywhere else. Lower, lower, release spine, release bandhas. Okay, then the third step, bandhas on, tailbone, pubic bone, belly, imprint, stay at level 1 or 2, or if you can, lift the legs up, relax shoulders down, and touch 1 toe at a time. And try that 5 pairs. We're going to keep going with the whole 5 pairs. We've got 3 more pairs to go. Sorry, kicking my neck. And if you'd like to make it 1 step more complicated, identify your right hand and your left foot. You're going to take them apart. And then opposite. Okay, 2 more either side, I reckon. Okay, the last one, engage core. You want to feel that it's shaking. You want to feel it's hard to do, but you don't want any pain. Any pain, you can stop. And then give yourself a nice stretch out. Well done. So hopefully it's got our brain connected to our core muscles and still allowing us to breathe. Let's try and put that a bit more into our yoga practice. Give the knees a bit of a squeeze into your chest, and that was right on 10 minutes. So you can either just give your knees a bit of a squeeze here. If your back is sensitive, roll to your side and come back up. Otherwise, if you can rock, you could try a couple rocks. I had a big drink of water before. I can hear my tummy gurgling. All right. Too much information? Not necessary? Perhaps. All right. We're going to make our way to downward dog. We just want to get the upper body involved a little bit and warm up through the arms. So, continuing with our theme, bandhas on. Actually, before you do, let's just do cow and cat. So inhale, hips, waist, shoulders, head. Exhaling to cat. Let's do it 3 more times. Inhale to cow. Try and flow through the spine. Stretch the front of the body. Exhale. Again, inhale, exhale. Last one, inhale and exhale. Feel how much movement you've got, see how it feels. All right, come halfway. Now zip on the bandhas properly if you haven't already. Tailbone to pubic bone, zipping up through the belly. Keep that engaged. And then again, inhale to cow, exhale to cat. So with your bandhas switched on, you still need to be able to move. So you might have to do a little bit less bandhas to be able to move, but you might find with that support you can move further. Okay, come to halfway, maintain that, bandhas switched on. And this is, you know when I got you to lie on your back with your arms overhead? This is where that comes in handy. So walk your knees back. If your wrists are a bit uncomfortable, stay here and you can do some push-ups here. Otherwise, take your knees back, try and get a straight line, shoulders, hips and knees. And then use that slight tail tuck here. So it's a slight imprint position of your spine. So that you're going to do a couple little push-ups here. And then keep your bandhas switched on. Keep this position. See if you can hover and then touch your chest down first. So if you lower down and you lose that control, your lower ribs or your belly will touch. Tonight, it's really about what I find a lot in the clinic, and this is my own body, a lot of us get really strong in our extensors and then we get out of balance and not as strong in our core. So we often need to massage or release or stretch here. But the other part of it is we need to engage and get stronger here because it's our body's way of trying to control this whole section. So we're going to try this one more time. So core on, zipper up, and then see if you can lower and touch your chest first. That's your guide. And then you can straighten out. We'll do a couple little bhujangasanas to stretch out. You can use your hands if you like. It's just the warm-up. And then we're going to peel up and come back into child's pose to stretch it out. And then come back up to all fours. Last part, I told you we're making our way to down dog. Not a straight line. Engage your core, sit back, and now straighten your legs. And when I say that, I mean probably push with your legs. I'd rather you have bent legs and get that long spine feeling. Now, try not to flare the ribs out. So if you're looking, try not to hyperextend through your back and shoulders. Keep that straight line. Also, if you straighten your legs but you round your spine, prioritize your spine over the other shapes of the rest of your limbs. So try sitting back, engage core, push through the legs, and then long arms. And you can keep the knees as bent as you need to get that length. Then over time, might be tonight, next week, couple weeks, really engage your core and see if you can melt and relax your ankles and feet to get the feet to the floor. And I don't mind if they come down. I would rather you be here with a long spine. And then you can walk your feet forward to standing and then rising up. Take a moment if you're dizzy. I can just, that shadow looks like it's going to be a bit confusing to see. So good thing my lighting expert is here to help me. I think I'm even daggier at home than I am when I teach in the studio. That's all good. All right, let's get into it. We're going to get into a bit of a warm-up. So that was the Pilates warm-up, waking up our body in certain ways, warming up the legs, and then getting into our sun salutes and building on the rest of the practice. Here we go, 5 squats. So knees go forward over your toes. This is based on awkward pose, Utkatasana. So engage core, sitting down. You can lift your shoulders if your shoulders don't mind. And I'm just going to change that light as well. There we go. All right, here we go. And then we're going to stay. So you can either, if your knees are uncomfortable, stay high or go back to those squats. Otherwise, stay here, engage the core, and then try lifting your arms for 5 breaths. Notice that it's not your spine lifting up. It's strong core, long arms. Got 3 more breaths. Your legs should be feeling the work. Make sure you're still lifted through the pelvic floor. Keep the bandhas engaged. And yes, I've lost count, so we're going to do 1 more pull-up. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale down, and I'm going to come back up. Good work. Okay, now wide squat. So toes out, heels out, toes out. Roll the thighs out, and we'll squat again. My knees have gone a bit further than my ankles, so there we go. We want the knees to be over the ankles. So engage core, tall spine like you're sliding down the wall behind you. Coming down and up. That's it. You can keep doing this. We're going to try 5 more breaths. So 5 more squats will stay or make it harder here. Still keep that core engaged. That's 3 more breaths. If you'd like to, bring the hands behind, stretch the hands down, lift the chest. 2 more breaths. You could pulse up slowly and down. And the last one, and down. This does look very odd. And then release the arms. Come back up. Toes, 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 toes. Well done. Let's come into our deconstructed sun salute. I feel like I'm in a technical issue again. All right. Urdhva, hands up. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, arms down. We're going to do each one for 5 breaths. Inhale. What I needed to remind myself to do was breath, core switch on, and then add the arms in. And in between, relax. And then core switch on, arms engage and lift and down. And then relax between. Last one, core switches on, arms up. Exhale, come into your squat. Forward bend 1. Hold your upper shins. Core on. See if you can come upside down L shape. Lifting the sitting bones up and out like a peacock. And then if you're comfortable or if you can push it that bit further, add in a forward bend stretch of the rest of your body. So we'll do 2 more breaths here. 1 and 2. Hands down. We're going to walk the feet back. Downward facing dog. We've done this one tonight. So soft knees, long spine 1. Head hang. 2. And if you can engage the core, you might be able to straighten the legs, but don't let the arms or spine change. Last breath. Exit breath. Coming over to a plank now. So the first time through, let's all do it in a half plank. Shoulders, hips, and knees in line. Remember, we're going tail tuck tonight. Lift between the shoulder blades. Grip with the fingers. If you're feeling really strong, feel free to do full plank and engage the legs really strongly. Let's do 2 more breaths here, but really judge by your ability to keep the right shape. Here we go. We're going to lower and try and touch your chest. We're going to hover. 1, 2, 3, and then lie down. Bhujangasana 5 times. Release the feet. Inhale up. Exhale down 1. Again, inhale. Exhale 2. 3. Okay, for the last couple, if you'd like, you can come up and bring your hands behind your back. Now, if there's any strain in your back, keep your hands here and use them for support. Otherwise, stretch and breathe into your clavicles, into your collarbone. Transition first time, you can just peel yourself up. Sitting back, option 1, child's pose. Option 2, tuck the toes, sitting back, downward facing dog. 1, 2, 3. We're going to come back down. I know I said 5. but I'm just going to give you the second option. Here we go. So back to half plank. We're going to practice that lowering down again, and then you can choose your own adventure as we move on. All right, so you're either on your knees or on your toes. Let's go for 3 breaths. 1, grip with the fingertips, keep your zipper on. 2, exhale, see if you can lower, hover, 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 and then touch your chest, lower everything else down. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Last one, coming up. Bring your hands back. Now, option 2 for your transition is engage your core, strong legs, and see if you can lift up with that shape. And to test it, lower and take your hands up and then lie down. So coming up, this is the shape you want to maintain. Bring your hands under your low ribs, strong legs, core on, lift. And then as you lower straight back down, you should be able to maintain that same position. Try that 2 more times, otherwise, that's not right for your body. Continue up and down and hold for 3 breaths there and then rest for a second. Okay, so 2 more rounds if you're doing the transition practice. So inhaling up, hands back, exhale, then engage core, lift, lower and lower. 2 more. Inhale, hands back, inhale, exhale, and down. Last one, engage core, lift, inhale, lift, and exhale all the way down. Great. Let's transition. So just like you did before, either peel yourself up or you could try lift, drop the knees, coming back, stay here if you need to, or come to downward facing dog. 3, 2, 1. Walking the feet forward. Coming to your squat. You can either stay in your squat or do a bit more of a forward bend here. And then we'll come to standing. Bend the knees, rising up. Namaste to here. Okay, plan is 3 more sun salutes in that kind of fashion. We're going to try and hold each breath or each position for 3 breaths because I want to get that habit of getting used to engage our core, getting that strong position and then moving. And then we'll move on. All right. Engage core. Inhale. Exhale. 1. Relax core. Inhale. Exhale. Relax. Bandhas. Inhale, arms up. We move on. Exhale, come down into your squat. Stay. Option 1. Option 2 is half forward bend, Ardha Uttanasana, or exhale, 3, 4 Uttanasana, or catching hold of your toes. That's about 3 breaths there. So now hands in front of the feet, that hip width apart, walk your feet back. Your choice, full plank or half plank. 3, 1, 2, exhale, lower. Touch if you can your chest. Lie down. Bhujangasana 1. Bhujangasana 2. Bhujangasana 3. Pause. Hands back and lift if you're doing that. And then back to either child's pose or downward dog. 1, 2. Exit breath 3. Walk your feet together. Ardha Uttanasana, so Ardha Uttanasana or full Uttanasana. 2, 3. Bend the knees. Engage core rising. I reckon you've got the hang of that, so let's do it for 2 breaths. So core, bandhas, inhale. Exhale. 1. Core, inhale. Exhale, coming down into your squat. Option 1, or 2, or 3. Do another breath here, wherever you are. You can touch your toes like if it's available. Hands down. Walking the feet back. Coming to your plank. 1. On the 2, lower. See if you can hover for 1, 2, 3. Touch chest, lie down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Stay. And lift and transition. Downward facing dog. 2 breaths there. My mat started walking, so I'm just going to straighten that up. 1, 2. Walking their feet forward. Inhale, half forward bend or full forward bend. 1, 2. Squat down, engage core, push yourself up. Namaste here. Okay, let's do it for 1 breath. Bandha, inhale. Exhale, come down and into your squat. Inhale, half forward bend. Exhale, full forward bend. Hands down. Inhale, walk back into your plank. Half plank, full plank. Exhale, lower. If you can hover. And then touch down. Inhale, Bhujangasana. And actually we'll come down. This one will transition. Inhale. Hands back, lift. Exhale. Up toes. Downward facing dog. 1. And then we'll walk the feet forward. Either come to your squat or half forward bend if your blood pressure likes that. If you're getting dizzy to stand up, stop here. Otherwise, you can forward bend, rising. Namaste here. Right, let's move on to our standing posture. See if you can remember from last week. Weight onto your right leg, left ankle. This is Vrikshasana, tree pose. Foot can balance on the standing leg or the thigh. 1. If you're feeling strong, try and take that knee further out to the side. 2. Weight 2/3 into your heels. 3. You could make the balance harder by lifting the arms. 4. Strong legs. 5. We'll bring that down and then we'll release. And we'll go to the second side straight away. Option 1, hips stay level, weight on the ankle, the shin. I actually find it a bit easier when I can get some traction of my foot against my thigh. 1. Weight 2/3 in your heel. 2. The beauty of the standing postures is they really make you focus. 3. But notice how we start to hold our breath or gather tension where it's not helpful. 4. So try and relax your chest, open your collarbones, and try and get rid of the tension where it's not needed. Bring the hands back down. And Garudasana, eagle pose, back to our squat from before. Now last week my balance was a bit off. Let's see how it is tonight. So you can cross it over. My trick is to try and touch your toe down on the other side to give you a bit of a prop. Eventually, we want to try and get that toe to tuck, and maybe tonight it's not going to do it either. There we go. Get the leg you're standing on, your left leg. Bring that on top. Right arm underneath. Back of the hands together, front of the hands together. You're trying to line up your knees and elbows in the center of your chest, the center line of your body. Let's try and stay for another 3, 2, 1 point of focus, and 1. Just like an eagle stalking its prey has to have its focus 100%, that's what we're trying to build here. And opening up the major joints. It's a lot of work for the shoulders and the hips and standing. So come into a squat again, keep it moving. Either back, you could stay balancing here. I go step by step because if this is as far as your balance lets you go, I can already feel like working my standing leg. Next option is to prop and see if you can prop that other side. Then you've got lots of freedom to do whatever you want to with your arms. I'm going to live dangerously, and I'm going to see if I can get the toes to tuck. If you've got knee problems, be super duper careful with this, okay? Maybe go to just the squat. Standing leg, your right arm on top, left arm underneath. And then once again, you're trying, you can see we're all different one side to the other. I can't keep that tuck on this side. So we're going to try and center the elbows and knees in the midline of your body. 2 more breaths here. 1, 2. Release, release, release. Glad that one's over. Okay. Trikonasana, come to one edge of your mat. Bend your knees. Take your feet wide. From your ankle. So when I do this, my wrists are probably just a bit wider than where my feet land. So press your feet into the floor. This is going to work through your hips. So engage the core. So the most common thing is we do this. Engage your core, tail long and strong legs. Still shoulders, hips, and ankles in line from the side. You can 100% stay here if you've had some low back pelvis pain and doesn't like the next step. Otherwise, turn your right foot in and your left foot out. I'm mirroring what's happening on the screen, so hopefully those instructions work. If not, just do the other side next time. And then we're going to slide the left hand down the left leg, the front side down. Now, try not to bend that front leg, but equally try not to hyperextend it. Keep it straight and active. Front hand down. And if you look down your head, you want to be over the ankle. It tends to come forward to the front edge of your mat. Keep it in line here, and you'll feel the benefit and the stretch through the outer back thigh. So long spine. Now, if your spine is feeling a bit sensitive, use that hand. If it's okay, balance it so you're not using it. Try and get equal weight into both feet. I haven't forgotten you are coming up now. Bend the front leg and push yourself up. Feet forward. If your shoulders need a break, come here, but otherwise you'll get strong arms. Keep them there. It's a great opportunity. Left foot in, right foot out. Strong legs. Can you get equal weight in both heels? Yes, your shoulders might be working. If it's pinching or really paining, bring them down, but otherwise that work is good. Front hand down, back hand up, and slide your hand down, checking that your head is over your foot and it hasn't come forward. You have to be your own teacher. When I get that right, I feel that I get this stretch in this back hip. If I'm here, I don't feel that back hip stretch when my head's forward of the mat. But when you get that in line, you'll get more benefit because you'll get the back hip as well as the inner thigh and the front leg. Now, can you get equal weight? All wants to on the front foot. Can you reach from your core to get the back heel down? Take a breath. Exhale, bend the front leg. Push yourself up. Toes forward. Back to the start. Now, I suggest you turn to the side. We're going to do on the mat this way. Bend your knees. Left leg back this time. Keep your hips square to the front. So we're going to want to do this. Keep the hips square and the feet hip width apart. Chin comes in, shoulders round forward. One vertebra at a time. Try and get that forehead toward the front knee. So you're rounding your spine, draw your core in. Hands can stay here on your hips or interlace behind your back and straighten them there. In fact, that might be a good option for tonight. So interlace the hands and straighten the arms. Breathe into your collarbones. Make your collarbones longer as you round your spine. 3, 2, and 1. Inhale up. and step the feet together. Second side, feet hip width apart, bend the right and take the right leg back, square the hips, engage the core, chin, shoulders, rounding down, forehead toward the knee. Keep the hands here or interlace them behind your back and see if you can start to take them overhead. Long collarbone, breathe into your collarbones. Keep weight on that back foot as well. And your goal is to really round your spine so much that your chin, nose or forehead might get to the front shin bone, or maybe it'll get to the knee. And then release and push yourself up and back to the start. Okay, we're going to do those two again, and then I'm going to add in twisted triangle to the end, and then we're just about done for tonight. So just want you to remember it. So stand in Tadasana, take a moment, and the intention is to practice engaging our core at the start of every breath, and then relaxing when we get back to the start. So this will be a rest posture, core a little bit relaxed. Then bandhas on, bend the knees, step the feet wide, pause here, right foot in, left foot out, engage bandhas, arms up, exhale, tilt. 1, so head over foot. 2, return back to that feeling of the bandhas switched on, but you can still breathe. 3, use the hand as much as you need or as little as you need. 4, exhale, bend the front leg, engage core, coming up, swap the feet over, inhale, equal weight through both heels. On the next exhale, slide down. Okay. 2, head over foot. 3, equal weight, both heels. 4, exhale, bend the front leg, come up, feet together, and back to the start. Hands to the side, bend the knees, take right foot, left. We'll go left foot back, feet hip width apart, exhale, curling, chin, nose, forehead, equal weight, both feet. 1, hands can stay if your shoulders don't mind, hands behind the back. 2, core engaged. 3, breathe into the collarbones. 4, on the exhale, bring the hands down, put your right hand on your chest and turn your chest to the right. Extend the arm. 5, twisted triangle. Roll the right hip back. 4, equal weight on both hands, on both feet, sorry. Last 2 breaths. 1, exhale down, 2. Bend the front leg, coming up, step the feet together, second side. Bend, right foot back, inhale, square the hips, chin, shoulders, curling forward, chin, nose or forehead toward the front shin or knee. Okay, we'll say that's 2 breaths there. Try and get equal weight on your heels. Interlace the hands if you'd like to, and take the hands overhead. Last breath here. Then release the hands, but keep the legs. Right hand to the floor, left hand to your chest, and turn your chest to the side. Don't let that hip come around. Hip goes back. Chest opens, top hand to sky. Or just in line with your chest. So if your chest is here, your arms here. If your chest is here, your arms here. Last breath. Exhale down. Bend the front leg. Lift yourself up. Come to standing. Stable mountain pose. And take 3 breaths there. Feel the weight settle 2/3 into your heels. Feel the energy through your legs. And feel the energy drawing up through the rest of your spine as well. And that brings us to a conclusion of week 2. I'm just going to bring a little bit more light on my face so you can see. So, like I said, tonight was focused on getting the core activation, slowing things right down, but then we built from our standing postures. Last week, we added on the triangle series. So hopefully this is a practice that you'll be able to revisit. And if you only have a short amount of time, there's the basics sequence that you have access to in your resources. There's other Pilates classes, but you could just do those basic things at the start and you could do whatever you've got time for. So I hope you have a wonderful evening. Thank you for joining me. And I'll keep the window open for just a moment. I'm going to end the recording here, but any of those of you who are watching live will have a chance to ask any questions via the little chat box. So thank you and have a great day.